Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. In War of the Visions JP, let's talk about the live stream from last night, December 20th. This will be the last live stream of 2020. First, I'll briefly go over the news. There actually wasn't a lot to talk about, and then if you saw my live blogging last night, then you know most of what's coming anyway. And then I'll talk about the everything surrounding the live stream, which should be the bulk of the video. But first, we have the Nier collaboration. And then there will be two UR units, 2B and 9S. They will both be hatchery units, but 9S they will hand out in a free 10-shot. 2B is going to be a wind element. Main job will be the Yorha 2 type, I think it was. And then sub-jobs will be Pugilist and Samurai. Pugilist is that fist-based attacking, so that's kind of interesting. I don't have a lot of fist characters in my JP account, so that might be interesting. And sounds like she's going to be a bruiser with a high HP, some kind of barriers and stuff, so that might be interesting there. Next is a 9S, that will be a lightning element, and then equipping spears. 2B I think will use katanas. But 9S attack will not be as high as 2B. But his limit break and then another one of his attacks will have non-attack type attacks. So that's like Anton from Stern, so you can cut through like slash resistance, magic resistance, stuff like that. And 9S will also have like breaks and buffs, so kind of a support character that can do some attacking. And then I'll talk about if I'm going to pull or build them in the video that I do Wednesday after the collaboration is available. But we always have, or we're probably going to have a raid. And so like the rare raid might be like you need Pierce lightning attackers. I can use Alim for that. And then the common raid might be like wind slash attackers. Maybe I could use Ododoa and exorcists in there, so I should be pretty covered there. And then you can do a bingo board, and then you will get Pod 153 as an accessory. That will raise agility and accuracy and single target resistance. So that could be very nice. And then there will be two craftable weapons, a katana and a spear, and then you can fight Adam and Eve as bosses. And this should be cool. Again, I'm a casual fan of Nier. I never played it, but I've watched playthroughs, and I really like the character design. Okay, and then the middle part of the live stream was like a versus arena kind of thing, Coliseum. People would submit their teams, and like a little blurb about what the theme was that they built the team around. And 4 teams, and they played 4 matches to see who got first, second, third, and fourth. I'll put up all the teams here on the one screen, and I don't know if you can guess which one was the winner. But it was Mont, Kirufe, and then Halloween Dairyu, the Mono Earth team. It's a small sample size, but it can go to show that you don't need all 120 units to win. Alright, and then to end, or to close out the live stream, there was some other news. Sometime in January, they will release UR Mont. We can see him holding a sword and a staff, so he might have a mix of abilities. He will still be tanky. He can use a TP skill to raise his hate, just like Warrior of Light. He will be Fire Element. He will not have Stone Throw as an ability. They're going to leave that to the MR version, so... And then they dropped some hints about the second season of the story. They said that Gurasura and then Mashiri will be the main characters. And then I think with the update on Monday, they will release the last 2 parts of the story all at once. So you can play that, and then Season 1 will end. And then they said that there will be kind of an interlude, like mini stories or like, you know, less featured characters get a kind of a featured story. And then they'll start up Season 2 in earnest. And then one other piece of news, there will be no fan vote Gurasura anytime soon. And I keep telling people, these things take time. It takes a lot of time to design a unit. Not only like what it looks like, but also like what element it'll be, what kind of attacks it will be, and then how it will fit in the meta. And like these mobile games, they're planned ahead like 6 months, 12 months in advance. So finding where to stick that new character that came from the fan vote might be difficult. you got to think about all the balance of what characters are coming out when and all of that. A lot of global players are saying, you know, let's cancel EX jobs, let's put it off, or let's modify it somehow. But yeah, just like in JP, the global version is also planned ahead. 6 to definitely a part of that. So yeah, don't get your hopes up on canceling EX jobs. And yeah, let's wait a little bit longer, both for Gurasada and Zazan, those fan vote units. Alright, I think that'll do it for the news. Like I said, not a whole lot. But before we talk about the apology and all that, I'll give some brief background on what led up to this live stream, because I saw some global players were caught off guard by how angry all of the JP players were. But in War of the Visions JP, the first year, everything was pretty good. Then came the announcement of EX jobs, and this looked like a jump in power creep, and also a jump in the required investment in one unit. But would this make the game more expensive? Would it make it even pay to win? This is what people were worried about. This is what people are still worried about. Why was it implemented so early in the game when it could have easily gone for another 6 or 12 months at the current level 99 meta? And why are brand new units also getting the capability? Everything seemed wrong about EX jobs, and this is personally my biggest worry at the moment, more than anything else. Then came the first anniversary hatchers, which guaranteed 5 or 10 URs. Folks polled, they compared results, and quickly discovered that there were very few possible results, and so they compiled all the information until they were able to map out the entire pool, shown here. The company took down the hatchers, refunded the spent vision ore, and then put the hatchers back up later. Then the company released some communications saying that this error, quote-unquote error, was a part of version 3.0, which was very new at that time, and that previous hatchers were different, and that future hatchers will also be different. The choice of word error did not sit well with most people. It's pretty laughable to blame the code or an algorithm when humans made that code or algorithm originally. The company looks like it's trying to sweep it under the rug. I've spoken about this, Umber Rays has spoken about this, I stand by those statements. Then, in Global, there was the non-scandal where Chicken Littles thought they saw something, had a fit, realized it was nothing, mostly forgot about it, and then pulled heavily for Kain and Rosa. But the damage was done. You don't get to pour gasoline on a fire and then just walk away without responsibility. There's still stuff burning. But word of the fits made its way to Japan, and even though the global pool for the hatcher was never fully mapped out, probably because it was too big, easily excited JP players took the outrage as evidence, rather than taking actual evidence as evidence. And that compounded their anger at the anniversary hatchers, because the official statement saying the error was part of version 3.0 now looked like a lie to them, because the error must have also been present in version 2.2 where global was. So now JP players are suspicious that tables were part of the game since the very beginning, which really should not be surprising since they are also in other Gumi games like Tagatame and Phantom of the Kill. And on top of that, there were some bugs regarding vision cards, and those were resolved pretty quickly, but coming along at the same time as all this other stuff, it made the company look incompetent and uncaring, in addition to being dishonest, greedy cheaters. So that was why JP users were upset for a solid month leading up to this livestream, and that's why it began and ended with apologies. I'm surprised they did a live stream at all, to be honest. It would have been easy to not, and just cite like business at the end of the year or like vacation or whatever, and just pump out events and content to keep people distracted. The company had some guts to come out, show their face, and take it on the chin. The live stream was scheduled to start at 8, but they actually opened up the video and then also the chat around 6. And against my better judgment, I went in there and I looked at what people were saying. It was the expected stuff. Give me back my money, they better bow down to the ground, producer Hirono better quit, stuff like that. But then some folks started talking about the global non-scandal, and some people called it a rumor, others said it was proof. I piped up doing my best with my limited Japanese typing skills to explain what actually did not happen in global. but people just accuse me of being an employee of the company. I expected that. People will believe what they want to believe, but I was secretly happy because apparently my Japanese was good enough that folks thought I was really being sent by the company, so that was kind of funny. However, the apology from the staff was pretty unsatisfactory to a lot of people. I don't personally care about apologies, I just want better behavior. But I was struck with how brief the bow was and how much they looked like they were just reading off a cue card. Furthermore, they did not explain anything beyond we already said everything we're going to say in the in-game communication that came out 2 weeks ago. I know a lot of people were waiting for explanations about the error, about the global non-scandal, about the hatcher rates since launch, but there was nothing. Again, I don't care, but there were a lot of people waiting for an explanation about something. I mostly closed the chat during the actual live stream, but I opened it once in a while, and every time I saw people asking for an explanation. And when the live stream ended, people were like, "Where's the explanation?" I did not anticipate one. You can check my previous videos, and that turned out to be right. And that too was kind of gutsy by the company to give a real basic apology and move on. It's like the company threw down the gauntlet, said, "Yep, this is who we are, this is how it's going to be," and are like daring people to quit. For the people saying that their decision hinged on the apology or the explanation, I hope they do quit. My least favorite type of person is the one that talks big, but when the moment comes, they balk. The live stream itself was very businesslike. Get in, apologize, announce the news, announce the rewards, get out. It had a short running time. There were no skits, no gags, no stunts, no other rooms or cameras, no guests besides the producer for Nier. And there was no IJ. IJ is the voice-only livestream member. His role is to kind of be the voice of the user. They read the comments and then relay important comments from the chat to the staff and bully the staff and then demand more rewards. And beforehand, people were wondering how IJ was going to act, but he simply wasn't there. So that led to also like the business-like atmosphere of the live stream. And then before the official live stream started, I was in another live stream hosted by just a JP War of the Visions YouTuber. And someone said in there that IJ was the initials of the CEO of Gumi. And I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Because in previous live streams, they were always really talking down to producer Hirono and director Ogura. And I'm always like, geez, how can they put up with this? But it turns out he's like the most important guy, so that made a lot of sense. And then they ended the stream with promises to win back our trust. And realistically, that's all they can do. Rewards won't do it, apologies won't do it, painful foot massages won't do it. Short of releasing the code, which I also knew they wouldn't do, there's nothing they could do during the past month or at this live stream to really win back our trust. That's going to take the next 3 or 6 or 12 or however many months. Depends on the person, based on the good behavior of the company. And here is where our individual tolerance for BS comes in. What are we individually going to do about this? How are we going to take this stance that the company is taking? Are we going to, swallow whatever reservations that we had and just, shake their hand? Or are we going to walk away and uninstall? You all know what I'm going to do, but then, my mind was 80% made up, even before the first anniversary. And then, the last 20% is waiting for how EX jobs shake out. But that's on purpose. I play in a zen way, so that even if this kind of snafu does happen, it doesn't rock my boat too hard. Alright, I think that's it. That was my overview of the live stream from last night. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.